Hi, I'm Jude from headfi.org, and on this episode of headfi TV, we have another world-exclusive first real look at a new headphone from Focal called the Focal Spirit Classic. In just a few hours, Focal is going to introduce the Focal Spirit Classic at CEDIA. Earlier this year at Munich High-End, they actually gave a sneak peek at the Focal Spirit Classic, but it wasn't really the real introduction as I understand it. Here at CEDIA in just a few hours is when its big introduction comes. Now, we actually have one of only a couple, if I understand it correctly, in the world outside of Focal, and they actually need it back. So they sent this to us just days ago. We had time to listen to it and then hop into this video, and then we got to send it back. I literally, right when we're done here, within like an hour or two after we're done, I have to get this off to FedEx to get it back to Focal in time so that they have this at CEDIA, because I think there's only a couple or a few of them. So we didn't have much time with it, but we wanted to take a real quick moment to tell you what we think of it early on. So without further ado, with what little bit of time we have, let's get into the Focal Spirit Classic. Let's start first, though, with the headphone they introduced last year. So for those of you who don't know, Focal is a French high-end loudspeaker manufacturer. They actually make loudspeakers in just about every price category, but they're most well known for their high-end loudspeakers. Their flagship, I think, weighs like 577 pounds each, and there's a pair of them, and I think it's priced at around $180,000 a pair. And it's for speakers like that that most of the audiophiles know Focal. But last year they entered the market with this headphone here. It's the Focal Spirit 1. And I was actually surprised. I was thrilled to know that Focal was coming into the market, but I was actually surprised to find that they were going to release something relatively affordable in the $279 Focal Spirit 1. A headphone that they even call a mobile headphone. I thought they were going to come in more upmarket if they were going to come in at all. So I really like the Focal Spirit 1. It's in our headfi buying guide, by the way. It has a neutral-ish sound presentation. Not perfectly neutral, but it has a neutral-ish sound presentation. And it's actually one of my easiest to recommend headphones in the under $300 category. It sounds very, very good. That said, because it's Focal, I was always hoping that they might move up market. And I've been waiting for that time, and they've done it this year. A little earlier, they released a product called the Focal Spirit Professional for the pro audio market. We might talk about that another time. It's a headphone that'll certainly go in our buying guide. And now the Focal Spirit Classic, which is this one, their new flagship. So the Focal Spirit 1 is, again, $279, and it is a mobile headphone, as they call it, really built for on-the-go use. But the Spirit Classic is one that they really intend for sit-down listening. Of course, you can still take it on the go. It's not quite as portable as the Spirit 1, but this is, for all intents and purposes, right now, the Focal flagship headphone. When you first see the Focal Spirit Classic in photographs, you might think it's the exact same headphone as the Focal Spirit 1, only with different colors, but that's not the case at all. It's actually a different headphone. If I put them side by side, you'll see that the earpiece on the Focal Spirit Classic is actually bigger than the Focal Spirit 1's. And it also has memory foam ear pads that are actually quite nice. So with the increased diameter and the memory foam ear pads that are softer and cushier, this is actually a more comfortable headphone than the Focal Spirit 1. Also, the headband has a nice new design to it. I don't know if that's real leather or not, but it feels very supple and smooth. And I like the design more on this than on the Focal Spirit 1 because you'll see there's a lot more surface area underneath the headband making contact with your head. So I found it to be more comfortable with what little time I've had with it to use it. So yeah, this is a more comfortable headphone, and it is not the same headphone as the Focal Spirit 1. Now, even though they're different headphones, there are still some similarities. Some of the construction does feel the same, although I have to say, in terms of fit and finish, the Focal Spirit Classic, just overall, does feel like quite a bit more solid than the Spirit 1. But the nice thing about it is it really doesn't add that much weight. I don't remember exactly what the weight increase is, but it's really not that substantial. So it's nice and light still, even though the build quality does seem to be a clear step up to me. The way the Focal Spirit Classic is packaged, the things that it comes with, also really serves to emphasize that it is, again, versus the Focal Spirit 1, more intended for home use, for desktop use than the Spirit 1 is. Again, the Spirit 1 is more of a mobile use headphone. And to really emphasize that, first of all, the Focal Spirit 1 folds flat, whereas the Focal Spirit Classic does not. The Focal Spirit 1 comes with a hard side carrying case for portable carrying. This comes with this soft carrying case, and that's really all it comes with because, again, it doesn't fold flat. So you can carry it with you, and it feels durable enough to me anyway to be carried, but again, it's not as portable as the Spirit 1 and wasn't really intended to be. To really drive home the point that this is intended for more desktop and home usage, it comes with two different cables. Well, first of all, it comes with this, so you want to use it portably. It comes with this nice thin cable that has, I believe that's a mic and remote on it. So that's a pretty thin, short, portable cable. But it also comes with this cable, which is 4 meters long. That's like 13 feet long. Now, for me, that's a bit long, but if you're going to be using this at home and your system is quite a distance from you, it'll come in handy. So yeah, that's definitely not a portable cable. Check that out, man. That's 13 feet long. And so again, the way it's packaged, the Focal Spirit Classic, clearly this is more intended for home and desktop use. So again, haven't had a lot of time with the Focal Spirit Classic. When Focal's John Bevier contacted me and asked if I wanted a quick chance to use the Focal Spirit Classic, again, he wasn't exaggerating. It arrived, I listened to it, we're shooting this video now, and then in like an hour or two, I've got to literally run out to FedEx so that they can get it back in time to have at the show. Again, there's only a few of these, I guess, around, and so they really need it back. But even in that short amount of time we've had it, I can already tell you I prefer it to the Focal Spirit 1. The Focal Spirit 1 has a more neutral-ish sound signature. Not perfectly neutral, but a neutral-ish sound signature, detailed, and really actually nice for a closed headphone under $300. Again, very easy to recommend. And as much as I like it, though, the Focal Spirit Classic adds some mid-range richness and detail. So more detail and richness through the mids, more presence there, which is something that I really like about it. And overall, it's a more refined sound, a smoother sound than the Focal Spirit 1 without giving up any details. So to me, this sounds more like a headphone I would listen to at home or at my desk than the Focal Spirit 1. So in that sense, mission accomplished. Now, I'm sorry, again, we've only had it for a very short time, so I haven't had a chance to really compare it to other headphones other than the Focal Spirit 1, which is kind of the natural comparison since it's in the same family. But we will be getting a Focal Spirit Classic very soon again, and then we'll have a chance to look at it. It's certainly going to go in our headphone buying guide on headfi. I can already tell you that. And then we'll have more to say about it there, too. So again, sorry I didn't have more time with it to tell you more about it, but yeah, this is an improved headphone, and I think it's a really nice new flagship for Focal. So that's the Focal Spirit Classic. Again, wish we would have had more time with it so we could tell you more about it. But you know what? It was short and sweet. That's the time we had with it, and I hope that at least you're getting some idea that so far, I really like it. So, got to hurry up so I can get this back to them so they have it in time for CEDIA to launch in just a few hours. But yeah, again, so far I like it. And if you're going to be at CEDIA, by the way, make sure you stop by Focal's exhibit to listen to the Spirit Classic and any of their other Focal headphones, the Spirit 1, maybe even the Spirit Professional. They'll probably have a lot of their loudspeakers there too, and trust me, they're a treat. So listen to those if you get a chance. Then also, October 11th, 12th, and 13th in Denver, Colorado, we'll have Can Jam at Rocky Mountain Audio Fest. Go to canjam.org for more information on Can Jam at RMAF. There's going to be a bunch of exhibitors there, including Focal, and they'll have their headphones. Again, you'll get a chance to hear the Spirit Classic for yourself at Can Jam at Rocky Mountain Audio Fest, and I really hope to see you there. So that's it, the world-exclusive first real look and listen to the Focal Spirit Classic. You saw it here first. Thanks for watching headfi TV.